Good evening everybody, and I thought I would take a look at the Fairchild Metro 3 airborne early warning from RVHP in 1 in 72nd in a bit more detail. Now this was originally the Swearingen, and then it was made by, stop swearing at me, it was made by Fairchild when Swearingen Aircraft Corporate, I said, you swear one more time you're coming in. When Fairchild took them over after they went bust. It's your last warning, mate. And this is the kit. So it's a really nice model kit. It is a resin kit. Now, I have built some resin kit, and I've of course got the Anagrand kit to build. Now, Anagrand and RVHP are reckoned to be some of the best resin makes out there. There are a few others, such as CMK. Now, what I like about this kit is most of the big parts come with just a few casting blocks. They're pretty much disassembled. And as you note, there is a tiny bit of warpage between the front and the back, but nothing that can't be pulled in with a bit of tape and some jigs. The main wing assembly comes all together, and that is quite nice in the fact that it's got a support and it just fits on like that. Now, as you can see, this is a really small aircraft for 1 in 72nd, and initially I thought this was 1 in 87, but I've had a look at videos on YouTube, and it is actually a very tiny aircraft. It is one that you do have to kind of crouch to get into your seat, especially if you're over 5 foot something. Now, the other parts here, you do have to cut them off the casting block. So we've got various assemblies here for the radar. We've got an assembly underneath for some kind of sensors. And then here is all the cockpit detail and the tailplanes. And these look all lovely in terms of casting. This is the engine nacelles and the bits at the back of the engine where the gear go in. You've got your propeller bosses in there, and all of your propellers have to be assembled individually. So they are quite tiny and quite fiddly. And they have to be cut off the casting block, and that's what you get with resin kits, is you have to kind of cut these pieces off. The landing gear is white metal, and there are some decals there for the Swedish Air Force. There's 2 sets of cockpit canopies because you have to cut those out. So again, it's not a sort of Hasegawa, Tamagawa shake and bake kit. There is some work used. Now, I'm going to be using this in the Gulfstream. In terms of instructions and what you get, you obviously get the booklet. You get a nice black and white picture of the colours, and then in terms of actually your instructions for assembling it, this is all you get. So this is a bit like one of those limited edition kits. This tells you that it has a cockpit, and really it's up to you to kind of interpret it. And then this tells you the rough fit of parts. So if you've built or are used to building aircraft like this, then I'd say this probably isn't a kit for you. Then they're not the easiest to make, but when assembled you get something that no one else has. And I hope that helps if anyone's considering this kit in terms of just showing what you actually get for your money, because the RVHP kits and Anagrand tend to be on the higher price range, but in terms of the casting, absolutely delicious.